I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I used to walk with the kids in the stroller right up to Crossville Park, and I'd walk all around. You know, you had no fears in those days.
Our guest speaker today is Robert Murphy, ladies, gentlemen, who's a superintendent of highways for the town of Smithtown. We invited the superintendent to the town of Huntington, but he declined. He couldn't come tonight. So the floor is all yours, Mr. Murphy.
How's everyone tonight?
Good.
Have some flyers to hand out. You know what? I have one here.
How you doing, Mark? Okay.
You want to keep giving
Are you also? Yeah.
All right, handed out what's being paved this year in the Smithtown area. And as you see, we have about $4 million that we spend on the road program a year. Last year we had about $5.2 million. And unfortunately we didn't spend it the last couple of years, so to help the general fund and the Cuomo tax cap, highway got shafted a lot. But the supervisor did say if we could spend the money this year, which we've already given a tremendous amount of work orders out to the contractor for asphalt and concrete, that he'll put some money back in the budget for us to spend. So last week we did give the paving contractor a work order to do the Commack area, which should have been scheduled for last year, but with some litigation problems and everything, it was the first work order on the agenda this year. That's the Coconut area and Half Hollow Road. What else? Crossbow Lane, Feather, Longbow, Kings Park Road, Longbow Lane, Crescent Lane, and Coconut Drive. Commack is getting completely redone. So they're doing it's called a full depth reclamation. So that will probably get done for, later in the year around September.
Same number of lanes?
Yes, yes.
Say again, what was the question?
Wondering when Commack Road was going to be paved. So
Old Commack.
Old Commack, I'm sorry. Yes. It is a disaster. And bread and cheese, the section of bread and cheese that we segment on the Huntington, Peter Gunther's side and stuff. I have a meeting next week with the county to go over. They're going to start redoing that road, and then they'll take responsibilities again for the maintenance and all the potholes and all that. And it looks like the county's going to come in and reestablish that road like they did on it last year. So, which is good. So the responsibility goes on the town, both Huntington and Smithtown, to do the maintenance.
How about the local roads, like Lamita Drive and Red Lane? They are worn out.
I know, yes. We go and look at sections of road, and it's almost embarrassing to walk up to and look at it and say, what can we do? Because we do have 470 miles of roads, and as you see, we put about 300,000 to 400,000 in a community, and then if we had the extra 1.2 million, it would go up to about 500,000, which would help, but it's not going to help because we should be putting about $12 million into the road program, but it's just the money's money's not there right now.
We're not paying enough taxes.
Right, exactly.
We need to pay enough.
That's the sad thing, and that's what Cuomo did. He did put a 2% sales cap on property tax. Unfortunately, highway, the police and the county, they're getting screwed because, they pay 5.8% on highway tax.
But do most other towns bond their roads?
And that's what we've been trying to talk to the town board and the supervisor, because right now, bond rates are very low, our rating is very good.
And that's very low.
Last year, the last work order was $85 a ton. This year, it's $69 going into the work order. So we're almost $20 cheaper. And
Right.
now we just got to introduce it to the town board and see if they would bond an extra, a couple million to get the roads, because it's bad. And the years go by, the roads just get worse and worse, and then what we have to do is do a full depth reclamation, which goes from like 180,000 a mile to about 280. So
So in the end, it costs us more.
it costs more,
Right.
yes.
So if you owned a home on one of these streets that was just mentioned, and you were trying to sell your home, how well do you think you would get your price?
I'm not
It's
really
really
tough.
damaging the
Yeah,
home.
it could be, yes. And that's why, we're putting memos together and everything to the town board, and I think they're really gonna look at it this year. Because my predecessor was trying to get $10 million, but the town board just went on deaf ears, but now they have to, because the roads can't handle it anymore. The amount of traffic that it gets and the maintenance and stuff, it just needs to be done.
How much are you looking to bond?
If we could bond 10 million, we could put more more paved roads, it would be good. But the question is how much is the board gonna go for? That's the question.
Yes, between
I know, yes, for 20, they'll give you 5.
7%.
How long does a road last? What's the lifespan of a road?
You know what? You would say 20, 25 years,
Right.
but I think with all the, the environmental impacts and stuff like that, I think it's only lasting about 12 to 15 years, as we're saying.
So 15 years would be a safe bet?
Yes.
So would they bond for 15 years?
That's, what we had a whole program put together and said, between 12 and 15 years, the life cycle we should change out. And it came up to like 50 miles that we should be doing instead of, this year we're doing 21 and about 2 miles, so we're doing 23 miles this year. Last year we did about 30.
Could you send me those figures? And
Yes.
I can distribute it to everyone and
Yeah.
let them know?
What
What it would cost?
what it could. And what we're doing to introduce it to the board is we have some of our inspectors going out and finding roads that could be done with that money. And then say, here's a list of, $2 million, $4 million, we didn't do 20, but we went all the way up to $5 million of roads, just so it could show to the town board and the supervisor.
The thing is, if you only ask for 5, you're going to get 2.
Yeah.
Are there any, I know there's like a building fund that the school district uses and other agencies might use to enhance buildings. Is there anything in the funds involved that would be the same type of thing but for the roads?
We do use CHIPS program, which the state gives us, and it's governed on how many miles of roads Smithtown has, which is about 942,000. And then in the last couple of years, we got extreme winter money, and that was about 150,000. This year, we didn't have an extreme winter, they minus the 150 from the account. But all the associations are trying to fight it to try to get at least that 150,000 back.
Would it ever be possible that a referendum could be put on the ballot of the fall?
It's,
That the people would say in the different towns, Smithtown, whatever town, puts it up, that referendum could be put up for bonding?
the associations of highway are talking about trying to get something established to go to Albany and put this in front of them and say, we need more money. The CHIPS program is, the last time it was updated was 2000, which 16 years is a long time.
How did you determine the roads that are on your list that you read off?
We have our inspectors go out and they just look through it and see which ones are, where and stuff.
Do you have like a rating sheet?
You know what, we are, an RFP is going out, request for proposal in the engineering department, and we're trying to get an engineering firm to come in and evaluate all the roads and put it on a data system, which, believe it or not, we don't have right now.
No.
It used to be done years ago when Jim Dowling was there. He had an old software, and over the time, it's just disappeared. So this year, we're putting an RFP out, which is gonna probably start in September. So we'll be able to establish the roads this year, put it in a database, and then you can project it out 5, 10, 15 years. And of course, that thing might change because of the weather, you know, the material underneath it and stuff like that. But hopefully that will help a little more.
Okay, I want to ask you about sidewalks. So sidewalks along Harned Road so people can walk, perhaps, sidewalks along Veterans Highway. It's intermittent, but it would be so nice to be able to walk in Commack.
Now on Haunted Road, they just fixed that.
But they
And
don't
the county
have
didn't
side-
have it.
Right.
And then Vets Highway, that's the state, so we'd have to talk to the state or something.
Well, you know, everybody's looking to walk
Mhm.
places.
All right,
Or ride bicycles
Right,
for
and you don't want
kids.
to ride in the streets.
Right.
So that's
So,
something we can do. I know just sidewalks is, we did a study 2 years ago, and we need about $8 million for repairs and strengthening because of all the large trees, the infrastructure is just busted up. And then try to fight the public to say, I'm taking your 40-year tree, which is a beautiful canopy, but, you know, let's face it, it's ruining the infrastructure, and now, you know, a suit, we sue everybody. The town is getting put on notice for repairs, and if we don't, then the people can, you know, sue the town, and it's unfortunate because we're in this concert right now with a major renovation of the sidewalks, and it's just, the people are devastated because, you know, they bought the house because of the nice trees.
And then they take the tree away.
And you take the tree
Gentleman in the
away.
back?
These videos are for this year, 2016?
Yes, yes.
Has this started yet?
We did. We gave the first work order, went out for the Commack area, and it's the Kings Park area we're also doing.
Does that include sidewalks in those numbers?
Those were done, actually, all the concrete was done in that Coconut area last year. So they're just gonna come in and do the overlay.
So this number does not include sidewalk repair?
No, that does not, on the Commack area.
Is there an additional number for
Yes,
sidewalk repair?
additional, we have 750, we took 250 from the paving program this year and put $1 million into the repairs of curbs and sidewalks. And then we also got the sidewalks brought back to us, which was another 750. So there's about $2 million, but $2 million does not go for
$2 million for this year to repair sidewalks and
sidewalks,
curbs
aprons, and curbs.
throughout the town.
Yes. So it's unfortunate that,
The project that you talked about that was on Hornet Road, it looked to me like the gas company was doing something with
after it
pipes.
was paved, yep.
We
Yep.
had no notice of that. I
You
never saw
know,
it.
Either did the county couldn't believe, they asked if we were doing any kind of water mains or
Yeah. What-
drainage, and
what
they
are
just
they
came
doing?
in and decided to they're doing a lot of the work behind the curb line,
Right,
but
no,
unfortunately, they're gonna put 1 or 2 4x4 areas coming out.
but that's a gas.
Does that go out to Yaphank?
Uh,
That gas?
I'm not sure if it goes out to Yaphank, but I know right now, they're trying to loop in the whole areas with 12-inch gas mains and stuff to bring up the service capacity.
do they have to repair the road as was?
Yes.
When they were partnered with Wilco, they had the right-of-way, which isn't anywhere near Horton Road. It's on state land, it's next to Second Coast. So why wouldn't they have used those? It's a Iroquois gas line that goes down to Brentwood.
There's all maps to show where sections have to go to establish the,
Yeah, but they were following the same path, only that gas line is on the other side of Second Coast, to the west.
But Iroquois may be a different
that's a different zone.
zone and a whole different deal. It could be,
Not far away. I mean, one is on one side of the highway, the other one's on the other side of the
Yeah.
it'd be
highway.
much too reasonable.
Close, or because they're not partners anymore with Wilco?
No, I'm sure it's just something to do with a zone or something that they're trying to get the pressure or whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah.
In the back.
Just 2 quick questions.
Could you tell us your name, by the way?
Mark Fitzgerald.
Mark.
Will the $4.1 million be spent prior to it getting too cold to do paving?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
Yes.
second question, how much do you pay for asphalt?
It changes every month. There's an asphalt adjustment price that the DOT, New York State DOT webpage advertises, but the work order went out, I think it was $69.25 a ton. And then next month, we'll have another asphalt adjustment, which probably will go up. But, you know, that all comes from New York State DOT regulations.
How do you put your jobs out? Do you like, is this a jobs contractor that does it, or is this a contract for that?
It's a bid, yeah, it was a bid that was awarded to Suffolk Asphalt. All three bidders were within, I think, 120,000 of the 4.1 million that was allocated to them. So Suffolk is a pretty reputable.
Is that the asphalt company that was in contention now?
Yes, they settled. That's why the work order only went out last week, because all the paperwork finally got signed. They gave back to the town $250,000.
But now they have a new project.
Now they're doing projects, and they weren't even going to sign up with them. But I think there would have been litigation problems there if we didn't come to an agreement with the settlement.
Were there ways of convincing people? Giving them a new contract certainly keeps them out of the court.
That's right.
You used to do preventive maintenance on the blacktop when you sealed the cracks. Do they still do that?
You know what? We've done it in the past. Last year we did 300,000, but the contractors and the vendor that was provided, he was eliminating some of the services, and it's almost like slurry sealing your driveway. And what happens is, if you look at some of the streets, it holds up for a year, but then when it starts peeling up, the people think the road's falling apart, and then for the 300,000, we can almost pave 2 miles of road. And it's much that we should come in and do more crack sealing, which is under the contract this year, so that we can, you know, prevent the water from getting in underneath the surface.
Do you coordinate with Huntington?
The only thing we coordinate with Huntington is if there's some kind of roadside cleanup, and we get complaints from the residents, but that's about all we do, because, you know, it's that county road that's between us. Town line road.
So is there a minimum that a town must spend on road repair in certain areas, or is there any number?
No, there isn't, no. Now, we try to do also preventative maintenance with a permanent patch, where if you have a pothole or something, the guys will come in, cut it out, and that could get us another year or two out of it. But when you start getting potholes, that means it's starting to fail. So that's a difficult, and we have about 200,000 to 300,000 to do that, and we're down to about 60,000 for the remainder of the year, because we've done a lot of permanent patch already.
How did you get the job? Were you appointed by somebody, or?
Yes.
So
Yeah, Glenn hired me, the last superintendent was hired me. I was with the county for 2 years, and then I was with a consulting firm for 25 years.
Oh, so you got hired by the guy who left?
Yes.
And then, so then you have to go up for election?
This November, I go up for election for the remainder of his term, and then the following November, I have to do a 4-year election also. So it's going to be a busy next 2 years.
Are you involved
Mark?
with primaries?
Wait, Mark?
Just want to give you a compliment. I live in Huntington, and when it snows,
Yeah.
you guys' streets are clear, and I was until highest thing.
It's a pleasure hearing that, but I gotta say,
That's the truth.
and it is the truth, and the guys work hard and stuff, but we were talking in a meeting about 2 weeks ago. In 1999, the highway department had over 220 employees.
Yours?
Yes, Smithtown Highway has 130 employees this year. That's the scary part.
Wow.
And take the trucks that you see on a regular basis, the 6-wheelers, the 10-wheelers. A 6-wheeler in '99 was about $70,000. This year on county contract, it's $156,000. The 10-wheelers are over $250,000, about $240,000.
Speaking of trucks, a friend of mine just bought a house on town line. I thought he would be here tonight, but apparently not. He's complaining about the trucks headed north.
There is some rumors that they're gonna start eliminating some of it, but it's a county road. They can't eliminate, I think they're gonna try to do hours or something like that between certain hours.
Does anybody enforce that?
I know Bob Trotter's talking about putting stop signs along Bread and Cheese Hollow. So that might that might
Well, they
deviate.
coming from the expressway, shooting up to the incinerator. You have two school crossings there, and if a truck ever lost his brakes, and they fly, these guys are doing 40 to 50. They're not doing
We've
30.
been working on that as a community association for 4 years.
And the trucks were
And-
supposed to go down Indian Head Road,
And,
and they don't.
and my wife and I put flyers in every house along Town Line Road on the Huntington side, because Smithtown was willing to stop the trucks.
That's,
Huntington was not.
Public safety does get calls from
And-
us and from dispatch.
And we put flyers in every single house on the Huntington side to come to a Huntington Town Board meeting where I was going to present our case about Town Line Road. Not one homeowner appeared. So if people are not willing to put themselves out, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Because Mr. Petrone says the reason that he will not stop the trucks is because he has in the contract for the furnace, no, the
Incinerator.
incinerator.
It's Covanta.
Covanta, that they have to go up that road to meet the contract.
But that's only one truck once a week or something.
No.
Actually, about
Yes, but he can't say, there can't be a sign that says only Covanta trucks are allowed.
He's gonna retire in June, so.
Then we have a shot.
Is he retiring? Is that what they have?
Yes,
This June? This,
yes, this June.
He's moving, he's green.
He's moved to the Greens, he's selling Commack that he built for him.
That's the story on Town Line Road. We've been trying to do it, we had a meeting with all the politicians involved, all the highway superintendents involved, and Smithtown said they were willing to, as a matter of fact, take over the road.
That's, June 2nd, we do have a meeting with Gil Anderson, the Commissioner
Oh,
of
good.
Public Works. And it's about this, whole situation of Town Line Road, Bread and Cheese Hollow, all the county road system that's in Suffolk County.
There are two schools there.
what is the meeting for? To do what?
Is to discuss if the county's going to come in, because back in, I think it was 2000, Huntington sued the county for all type of maintenance issues. Well, the county just settled that.
Just now.
Just in the last 2 or 3 weeks. It
Right.
just got settled.
Settled in-
After how many years?
Settled by doing what? What did they do?
Saying that the county can back charge, the town can back charge to the county, but now the county's gonna make that road, any road that's in there, because you take Maple Avenue, Edgewood, and Smithtown, those are actually old county roads. But we've just maintained them for all these years, and what Huntington did was take all their county roads that were back roads, and they tried to back charge, and they won. And the county now is gonna say, okay, now you're gonna get paid for it, but we're gonna ask you to build and maintain those roads at county specs. So something like Town Line might be a 2-lane highway going north, 2-lane highway going south with a turn lane in the middle, sidewalks, site visibility that's, lazier.
You're going to make Town Line Road into
No, I'm just saying.
road?
That was the threat they wanted to do.
That, yes. So
Not gonna happen.
June 2nd, we'll find out and see where we really stand with it.
Well-
I think what they're gonna come in and do is what they did on Harnagy. They came in, resurface it, redo the drainage, redo
They
the
did that already.
curbs.
They did
They did that, the county did that already.
Right.
They repaved it 2 years ago,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so it's nice and smooth now, but the trucks are gonna
The
tear
trucks
it
are
up.
ruining it again. That's what it is. So they might come in and, the spec is totally different from like a town road to a county.
course.
So are you meeting to take the road back from the county?
Well, the county owns it, it's
discuss.
just that we maintain it, but we can't afford to keep it up for the maintenance going on that road, and the county can. So they're gonna come in and maintain, they're gonna come in and rebuild it, and then we're gonna take over the responsibility that we don't have to hopefully pay for another 5 to 10 years.
Can't they divert it to what was supposed to be? And they,
Only if Huntington will do that.
And that's the problem.
Is that a public meeting?
No, it's not, no. That's just in the office to go over the litigation that just transpired, and we're gonna hope that we come out of it, that the county's willing to redo the road, and then Huntington and Smithtown come together and say, we'll maintain it, but give us a road that's gonna be, acceptable.
But they just did it 2 years ago, so are you saying they want to redo Bread and Cheese Hollow Road now?
Yes, bread and cheese and whatever's gonna take place on county. I think they're gonna do an overlay on town line as well.
Another?
Yeah, in areas, not the whole thing, just where areas are failing.
Well, it won't take long with 18-wheelers on it. More areas to fail. It's not built for 18-wheelers.
No, it's not. No.
Where's the logic in this? Who's got the sense to step up to the plate and
That's
say?
Gil Anderson that's why he's bringing the meeting together, and we're gonna, we'll talk about it, and hopefully, Peter Gunther from Huntington comes, and everything kind of, communication's big. And if we all communicate and be on the same page, maybe we can get in the right direction instead of, ripping up, Haunted Road, putting gas down, and then 2 months later you're saying, redo it.
Well, Smithtown passed a
Resolution.
barring trucks on that road on their side of the road. But Huntington would not, and Smithtown would not put up the signs barring trucks for half the road.
That's what happens when you have a county road, and
Yeah.
one side maintains it, the other side. It's a difficult thing.
Well, the cleanup of Parkway Drive South, was that Smithtown, or was that?
That was our Kings Park Yard, decided to clean it up, and then I think we're gonna even be putting sidewalks along the north side of, by, not Sweet Briar, White Farm. There's a section of no sidewalk.
Yeah.
We're trying to, some people want it, some people don't.
Yeah, well,
Some of the residents want it.
I saw you guys had their cleaned up a
Yeah.
month or so ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Like we talked about, when you do your cleanup,
Yeah.
it lasts about 2 weeks, and it's embarrassing, like when we worked with you that one cold,
Yeah.
Went back 2 weeks later, it was the same.
people throwing bottles at you
Yeah.
and stuff like
Why
that,
do
it's
they do
embarrassing.
Why do
It's
they
really
do things
sad.
like that?
I think people don't care anymore, I really,
I know.
It's terrible.
Can we keep signs, keep your neighborhood clean, so, I've seen that.
we can put up signs,
We had a sign that we, right on Halpone Road, right over here, that says $500 charge for dumping, and there's litter all over. Just right there.
Put a few cameras there, and get the
Yeah.
dumpsters and give them a good fine.
Yeah, but I'm sure the people littering would start fighting, saying, oh, you got a camera on me and that's not right, and they're trying to make money or something.
And to start educating from the children in the early years.
That's
Yeah,
what
but
it is.
I know, but it's.
How many times you sit and you see someone flick something out the window and you want to do a citizen, or it's frustrating.
But when you pull into a parking lot and you see them open the door and just put their, like.
They have a McDonald's bag there or
Yeah.
whatever.
Also, what happens with the roads and the streets and all the other levels of government, it becomes very difficult for the individual to know who to call and what to call. We had a dead animal on the corner of Vets Highway and Fernwood, and I called up Smithtown Highway Department. They said, no, we don't do that, you gotta call.
Animal shelter.
No, they didn't tell me that. They said,
Veterinarians.
Not the dead one.
Town veterinarians.
they told me another department from Smithtown, I forget what it was.
DW, did they say?
No,
Yeah, I forget what it was, so I called that department, they said, no, we don't do that. They said, they said, it's a state road, so you have to call the state highway department. And they gave me a number to call, I called it for 2 or 3 hours, no answer ever. So I finally called Leslie Kennedy's office, and I said, listen, can you help me and tell me who to call? And it turned out to be the animal shelter.
No, the animal shelter.
Yeah, but you don't know that offhand, so I spent
It's down by the
maybe an
bar
hour
stores.
trying, how many people
And by then
are
you're
there?
frustrated and.
Yeah,
What is it, the town animal shelter?
the town animal shelter cleans up the dead animals.
They're
Really?
also,
Wow.
puts it animals
Sleeping.
Right.
No
What?
charge.
A possum that had been hit.
But if it was on town line, you'd have to call Huntington, or it was maybe Smithtown.
Right.
Because it's.
No, this is the county.
The county, and then they'll call us. Because if the animal shelter gets anything too large, the highway is called, like deer. Deer is just, it's
Right.
Deer and cows.
It's easy, Bruce.
if we have 10 or 12 a year, this year we're over 100.
But we didn't put it
It's
there.
just, it's amazing.
If you had the shuffle, where do you put it?
Why did deer,
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. River Road, Landing, Smithtown, over by the golf course and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's
What
what
about Brookhaven Town's like?
Oh,
They must have
yeah.
hundreds.
It's
Brookhaven
unbelievable.
Township.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, geez, I don't know.
Arlene.
Who would I call to get a left turning signal? As you're coming up New Highway to Commack Road,
Okay.
and there is going to be housing the other way, there is no left turn signal there.
Mitch Crowley, the traffic department.
Thank you.
Yep. And I can talk to him because he's in the same building.
Margaret?
I noticed you have a nice bike lane on Pulaski going at 25 there. What determines whether you, when you repave a road, whether there's a bike lane or not?
If it's just wide enough that they come in and they, like the county came in and paved that road recently, if there's enough right away that they, then,
Not as fit.
yeah, that's what it is, if it's wide enough. You're taking your life in your hands, though.
You know, but there are so many people that do bike. I see them all the
And
time.
you're starting to see like this new 347 project the state's
Yeah.
doing. They have, it looks like almost a road inside of Landon.
Yeah.
I think it's a 10-foot road. And then, you know, it's both
It's
directions.
also got a buffer between that and that sidewalk.
Yes.
It's got a buffer between that and 347.
Now, theoretically, through highway law, we're supposed to shovel that.
Oh, jeez.
We don't, and we have people come in and ask, can you shovel that? We just don't have the manpower. And you would just hope, you just let a month or two go by and let it water. But we do have the regulars that come in and say, can you please shovel it? And we just don't have the manpower to do it. And the state, Roger Corsi or something, the state has reduced staff tremendously too, from Lake Grove all the way to Bread and Cheese. And then he does 347, 454. He's down to 6 guys. Now, of course, during the winter, they increase with part-timers and stuff, but he used to have a staff of 25, now he's down 6. It's unbelievable. So we try to help him out, he tries to help us out, but it's just, you know, that saying, do more with less. I don't think we can get much less, but it's scary.
Squeezing blood out of the stomach.
Rachel?
You have a program that does pickups at your home for leaves and is there any schedule that's involved with that, or do you just?
Random.
Yeah, random
The
or?
last couple superintendents didn't want to have a schedule due to weather, due to the sweeping program, due to the bottle collection, recyclables, but I'm going to work with DW to schedule out for the recyclables and the regular garbage, and we're going to try to put a schedule together for the brush and leaf program, just to get a schedule, so it's not just thrown out there and we're a convoy just going around picking stuff up.
No, it's been very efficient.
Yeah.
I mean, we thought maybe the garbage people were calling you to say there's a lot on this lane or a lot on that lane. Because it seems like after they do theirs on Wednesday, they come out. It's within no time, and leaves are done, leaves are out of the brush. Yeah. How about refrigerators and washing machines?
That's like white metal and MSF goes and mix that up.
Who's MSF?
That's the sanitation department.
Smith has.
Yes.
Rachel?
Town is always wonderful because they include sidewalks in their, budget. But you are the only town that does that. Everyone else has to pay per square sidewalks.
Right.
Is it possible you could defray some of the costs?
With the board has actually been talking about doing a sidewalk district or something. Come in, repair it, and then give it to the homeowners. It's just that we gotta get all the board members together and believe that it's actually a work. They should really look at it, because sidewalk won't be damaged as long as the homeowner doesn't get a pool put in, or we have a tree or something that's uprooted. So we can go in, repair it, and nowadays you can get a sidewalk or wire-friendly tree. Years ago, a contractor, after he built a subdivision, just go to the nursery, get the cheapest amount of trees, and put them in. You know, low roots and stuff. Now, they know roots go deep, so those are the trees like Redford pears, Cleveland Select pears. They're putting more of them in because those roots go down and they don't grow as high as some of the wires that are around them. But it's all these things have to come together. But if they do put a sidewalk district, it would be good, because then maybe we can get more of these sidewalks repaired.
Can I ask you, how do you go about getting someone to come and look at the sidewalk? My neighbor, the tree has taken it up.
Just call the highway, and,
My neighbor calls every other month.
do they? Yeah.
And nobody has shown up. Because it's an oak tree, and an oak tree is fine, but the roots have brought everything up.
A lot of times people don't want it cut down, and then they just,
No, they wanted to
so if they
take it
want it
out.
down, what street address is it?
Lorinda Drive, right next door to me, I'm 15, what would they be?
13 or 17?
It would be 11 Lorinda Drive.
All right, no 13.
That's fine, right next door to me.
All right, you got your complaint pen out? I got a complaint for
They will be so happy that I mentioned that.
But you're Huntington.
you. Old Indian Head Road, you know what that one is? At the end, it turns into Havemeyer. Where the Lilco Trail there, you guys use it to dump your sand and you sweep the streets. They built the house over there, and right after they built the house, the guy put his curb in. All of a sudden, there's a new curb on that curve, and it looked like they did it on a Sunday. So I don't know. I don't believe the town did it.
Yeah, we wouldn't have done that.
But you come around that curve, and sometimes you go a little too fast. So now that curve is already broken and pushed in because cars hit it.
Cars, plows probably
Yeah.
did it.
Well, it was cars.
Yeah.
But
Is there a guardrail?
they even went as far as putting cones up, like permanent cones,
And this is on Old Indian Head.
where it turns into Havemeyer, that turn by the Lilco Trail. I was gonna call when they first did it, because it didn't look kosher. I saw the guys out there on a Sunday with plywood and stuff, and I'm like, this doesn't look kosher. And, once in a while I run into that, I used to run into that dirt, so I was like, if I hit it, I'm gonna be a little bit pissed off. And now the thing is broke, so I don't know if it's an illegal curb and
Sounds like it.
somebody did it on their own. But what's, like, if you determine that you guys didn't do that, what would be the remedy?
We'd find out who put it in, have them remove it, or we remove it. Find out why it was put in. It's curious why it was put in.
Well, I have my suspicions. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, there's a Lilco Trail there, so the guy probably doesn't want people driving up there and putting dirt bikes and all that other stuff they do.
I think we went and looked at that. That sounds familiar.
The curb?
Now you're saying right away.
Yeah, but it's funny because people must have hit the curb, so they went out and they put cones, and then they put bigger cones, and now they're like they're like almost like the plastic bollards in the street. They're tall cones.
They really don't want anybody going there.
No, because people are gonna hit the curb, because you can't see the curb.
Any other questions? Mr. Murphy, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Drink the coffee and come back.
Let me just say, if you guys have any questions, or just call the highway department, and I'd love to speak to you and come out and see what the problem, or anything we can, help you with.
What is your first name, Mr. Murphy?
Robert Murphy.
No, I'm going to have.
Okay. All the officers are present and accounted for. Old and unfinished business. Marion Call. Arthur, anything new?
Nothing.
Still on the course.
Still in court, no answers, no nothing.
They are
Nothing
right.
with the comments, nothing.
Okay. New business. Reports of officers. I missed that. I've got two things to report. One is that we had a meeting with Mr. Monta and his architects. They're building condos on Daly Road here at the end, behind the Y. They're going to be market rate condos, two-story, one on top of the other.
Is that where that
I
company
think-
was?
No, it's the empty land behind the Y.
You have the tower, you have the electrical tower,
Yeah.
and there's a big open field.
Who that company was.
There's no building.
Contaminated.
Did they take it down?
No, there's no building
There's
there.
no building, it's a flat piece of land.
Did the Y, did the Y sell that land to him, or it's a joint venture?
Yes. Yeah, it was,
They sold the land to him?
he's got the, I guess he's got it on, spec that he can get a building on there, you know, until he gets permission.
It's like
The builders don't usually put money up until they get permission to build.
Bruce, he said he's gonna be done before they build the.
The Suffolk Quad, yes, yes.
No, the Gerwin.
The Gerwin, but these are going to be 55 and over, 2-bedroom condos, 2 floors, elevator, ranging from about, what do you say, 280 to about 320.
The 280s are for the workforce people. There's 14 that will be workforce people. And they will fit into a designated salary range. They will not be high-income people. But
I think it was 90,000.
Well, the 92,000
Was
was
the
for
top.
a family of 4.
Right.
That was the designation of what
Just
would
one part.
determine a workforce person. So it would be 220 to 280, and they would be a little bit smaller, but not much. And then the other ones would be.
And they would be 2-story.
Yes.
The workforce houses would look just like the others, but they'd be 2-story houses.
Right.
One of,
2 condos.
no,
One downstairs, one upstairs.
no, the upstairs and downstairs, they're one condo.
Right.
And the others would be 1 floor, but with an elevator.
The upstairs would have an elevator, the downstairs wouldn't need it.
And there would be an outdoor pool and their own clubhouse and sewage recharge. Mark?
What organization is building that?
The Holiday Corporation. The same ones who did the Hamlet. And they expect to be finished by the end of next year, 2017.
How many units altogether?
I think it was 46. I think there were 23 buildings and 46 units.
It's on the other side of the Wilco Quad.
No, it's on the south side, it's behind the Y,
Directly behind the wall.
directly behind, attached, the land is attached to where the Y is.
And it's going to abut the Wise 55 and over community.
Can't be south side.
It's going to be abut them, yeah, it's on the south.
South, it's on the south side of the Wilco Tower.
The Gerwin's 55 and over, doesn't go all the way down to there.
Okay.
And this is going to abut it, but the only entrance will be onto Hop Hop Road here.
So there's no streets in there, there's nothing in there?
Well, he'll make his own streets in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Was that part of the initial school property?
Yeah.
The
Yes.
original?
I believe so.
Green Meadows.
Yes. Yeah. And,
That was the juvenile.
right.
And Greenfields was at
And the other thing was I got a correspondence from a person who runs farmers markets. And they're going to have a farmers market at the Y beginning in June, every Thursday morning from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And she asked if we'd like to put up a table and give out literature and things. I didn't get an exact date as to when we could, because she said she was going to invite other nonprofits. I'll call her and check, but what we'll need is some people to volunteer to sit at the table to give out literature and maybe get some new members during the farmers market. It'll begin in June. I imagine it'll be every Thursday from 9 to 1. And I'll see how many Thursdays we can get.
We also had an idea that came from Rich Morgan in cooperation with that handout. Maybe Rich can.
We were thinking about something that we might give out. And it came to me in the mails. This is a computer pen,
Stylus.
stylus.
Do you phone?
Plus, it's my
Right.
So we could put Commack Community Association on. And what would we say, Lord?
We thought about ordering 100 of them, and it would cost $130 to give out at this farmer's market as a promotional. So we need a vote of the membership. Any discussion?
Well, we also made a suggestion at the executive meeting that everyone who signs up for membership would get one. And just as a thank you.
You might want to give me another 100.
Right, if you give Maureen $10 for the membership, you get one.
I like that.
I think it's a thank you.
But I mean,
You've all been plugging away, and we know that. And I think it's a nice little reminder to you every time you pick it up.
Is that going to be in the front of the school? If you can see
Front of the line?
They use
Yes.
it, yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the front of
They've
the...
had it there other times.
I imagine, it may be on the side. The side is more, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure they'll have signs. We'll see on the first Thursday.
We have a table which has been donated for that time period, and
And an
an
awning.
overhead canopy unit that's a rectangle shape, so you'll be covered from anything, whether it's the sun, the rain, the wind.
Bring the banner.
We'll bring the banner. We'll bring signs.
But we're enthusiastic about it because we think maybe it will introduce us to some other new people.
And you have to show your
I was
slideshow.
planning on signing up for that.
Oh, absolutely.
I'll help you, we'll do both of them at the same time.
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely. Sign them up.
Any other discussion about the pens? All those in favor?
200, not 100.
You recommend 200
Well,
pens?
If you said you're
No
gonna-
charge,
Yep.
it's no charge for them
No,
to
we
send
already
us the
signed
next
it.
100. So I think,
No charge, you can send it
not
next
that I
time.
know of.
Rich
They
has the
should
information.
be free.
Yeah,
They should be free.
That's a good deal.
yeah, I think so.
No, you took it wrong.
We can order another 100 for $130 again?
Well, it says save 61% on your first order.
Ah,
So have
Well,
another
how about
member
like
make
we
another
did?
order.
The second order is going to be 61% higher.
right.
Yeah, we can order
But if you're going to
it.
give a pen to everybody who plays to be a member,
Right.
you said to me there was, quote, 100 members.
No,
The fact you only
Paid
have 25 to show
not
up.
paid.
Yeah.
We're talking paid.
Paid.
Paid members.
We have lots of members who
We
are not
know
paid.
these are-
Get them off the rolls. Get them off the rolls. Or get them to pay. One of
We're
the-
always hopeful.
He'll be the enforcer. You can send him, give him all their addresses. He can go around and collect.
It's a cute little pen, but it really, I think it's very unique.
All right, Ed, you say you ordered 200?
Well, I'm just saying, you tell me that the other 85 that are not here didn't pay.
Right.
That's a problem.
Right.
Why don't you use Rich's fancy pen?
Okay.
Right.
You can get a little box there.
Please solve that problem, take that to the box.
Ed, you want to amend?
You guys go with 100, that's fine.
Okay, any other discussion about the pens?
Yeah, they're $1.29 no matter how many you order.
I think you could spell
First
Commack
time,
out.
the second time they went 2.25.
Well, that's not, this is not necessarily.
Does it say how much they are the second order? Rich?
No, it doesn't say.
61% off.
Is it a pen?
Yeah, that's like $2.
Well, it's the style.
There's no ink, no
No, it's a pen. Yeah, it's a pen also.
I mean, 150.
You want to make a motion
I
to,
make a motion that we order 150 pens.
do I have a second?
So 50 dead packets.
Okay. Any
Any of the other 50, right?
Any other motions about the pens?
No.
Okay. All those in favor of ordering 150 pens at $1.29?
What's going to be on the pen?
Commack Community Association.
And the phone number, or an email address?
Yes.
Rich, how much could be on the pen?
And the news?
I don't know.
It's five lines on this.
Wow.
Oh.
We can put up to 5 lines on it.
So put them
Commack
out.
Community Association, 7 Cents Club,
Whatever.
email addresses, phone
Absolutely.
numbers,
Married Call Project.
whatever you want to put on, well, you got 5
We
lines.
got 5 lines.
Fill it up,
Sure.
fill it up.
We will, we will.
It says print up to 5 lines or 3 lines with a logo.
sell.
3 lines what?
With a logo.
Three lines and a logo.
Yes.
Or 5 lines.
Okay, I understand.
Take the 5 lines.
Okay.
Make the 5
You
lines.
got, so you gotta.
That's gonna be a big thing.
Yeah. All those in favor of ordering 150 pens at $1.29
We're
each?
doing this again?
Okay, any opposed?
No.
It's unanimous, all right, good. Not easy. Memorial Day attendance,
So the thing is, we'll have to decide what we want to put on it.
correct,
Oh, it's all
We're
right.
gonna order it.
Correct.
We want it for June.
correct. Rich, you and I will sit down and figure it out, and we'll send it around to the executive committee and get their input, and then we'll order it.
And colors.
And colors, right.
What color is the bag?
Okay, that's it with the
That's $5.
Memorial Day Parade, attendance. We have been invited by the Veterans of Foreign Wars of our each year to march Memorial Day attendance. Memorial Day Parade on May 30th, Monday. You meet at Home Depot parking lot and march to Cannon Park. But if we don't have more than 4 or 5 people, it looks kind of bad. So, who would like to march?
I would love to march, but
Debbie and
I want
Bruce?
to be in New Jersey.
I know, but who is available? and would like to march? 1, 2, 3. That's not enough.
It's a small group.
3 is not enough. 5. Anyone else?
What time?
You have to be there at about 9:30. Starts at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, we're the last ones to go every year.
Right. We got 5 people. Anybody else?
26.
Willing to march? Julia, 6 people. All right. See you at Home Depot parking lot.
You want me to try? You want to try? I'll try this time.
Yeah, that's great, then I know you get me.
Good, we'll pick you up.
I'll pick you up.
Anybody else want to be picked up?
I just want to mention Home.
Mark, you march, you with us?
I'm not gonna march.
You raised your hand, Mark.
Home Depot parking lot that morning is a mob scene.
Yes.
So that's like an area where you're gonna meet. 'cause
We meet next to Old Navy, along the Old Navy store.
What happens if it rains?
We'll call you.
Okay.
We're not that many that we can call you. If it rains, we'll call you.
Are we meeting at 10?
No, we're meeting at 9:30, 9:45. It starts at 10.
The Home Depot.
We don't usually start at 10, we usually start
On Jericho
on
Turnpike.
Jericho Turnpike.
Yeah, I was sitting in Crooked Hill
I
Road.
understand.
You can come and have a signed 7 Cent Club.
Don't have a
You know
sign.
what we do?
I don't have a budget. You guys can order pens. I got nothing.
You need tattoos. Okay, so we've got 6 people.
6 people?
Is it Saturday or Saturday?
Monday, Memorial Day, Monday.
The actual day.
The actual Memorial Day on Monday.
And it's really cute because,
Oh my God, to march is wonderful.
Okay.
It's good for you. Who else is going?
the kids.
Rich and I attended a impromptu news conference given by Rob Trotter on the corner of Jericho Turnpike and which road? Town Line Road. Town Line Road. Where Friendly's is. Haunted Road. Haunted Road. You're right. Indian Head Road. Thank you. And what he was talking about was that the red light camera there has doubled the number of accidents since it was put in.
Well, that's interesting.
Right, and he said he's going to bring up a bill to take out the red light cameras.
Good.
Through Smithtown, all
They
Smithtown.
make too much money.
All
on
of Smithtown.
that. They make too much
No,
money.
Suffolk. That's the Suffolk County Legislature.
Oh, good.
All of Suffolk. What they was,
So they found there's
I don't
4
know.
accidents.
What?
4 accidents, yeah.
Double.
You get back.
It doubled because people slam on their brakes.
I donated $160 so far this year.
Oh, yeah. And I think he's having a hearing about it this week at the legislature. He's bringing it up. I'd like to take a vote on it, however I feel, so I can go there and say what the Commack Community Association thinks about it. All those in favor of supporting Rob Trotter's bill to take out the red light cameras in Suffolk County? Okay, unanimous.
Especially Vito.
Unanimous.
Vito, especially.
Did you get a ticket, Vito?
Yeah, he did.
Vito went to court.
Oh, yeah, but he was parked in a non-street, right?
No, that was the
Supermarket. No, don't start that, don't start that. We'll be here all night, Karen. Don't start that. Okay. We decided this year, instead of having a dinner, because that's rather expensive and it's difficult, our last meeting is June 27th, to bring light refreshments like little sandwiches or wraps and something to drink and make it like that.
No alcohol.
No wine? I'm not coming.
So everybody's invited, June 27th here. We'll have light refreshments.
You have to join.
If you join Mark, we'll give you a light refreshment.
And a pen if it's here.
And a pen. All right, for $10.
Doesn't Alto Parks have a place where you can have a barbecue?
They do.
Boyd Farm.
Boyd Farm does.
Boyd Farm, this is easy.
Bring your own hot dogs and hamburgers.
I'm sorry, hold on. Nancy has something.
You have to be there on
You have to
January
reserve.
1st.
You can't get
To
it.
reserve tent.
Oh, you can't get it?
You don't have to 6 months and just
Another people.
Unless somebody else has it reserved, you could appear.
May, June, get taken.
Yeah.
Maybe we can just have people volunteer and after, because we'll need desserts, drinks, things like
Well, I thought we were going to buy that out of our budget.
Yeah.
Oh, we are?
Yes.
Well, people aren't gonna just bring.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, we're big time.
So the only thing we bring
This is the dinner of thank you.
We'll ask everyone to RSVP so we know how many people are coming.
Preferences for the dessert section.
Preferences.
Preferences.
Yeah.
What do they want for dessert?
What do you want?
What do you want?
No. We're going to buy it out of our budget.
Yeah,
What do you
Don't
got?
worry about
Finger
it.
foods.
We're gonna feed you this time.
Oh.
There you go.
We're going to treat you this time.
It's gonna be catered.
Catered.
Well, not catered,
Semi-cake.
semi-catered.
Yeah.
Catered means if you bring in sandwiches, it's catered.
We can also
Sandwiches and
bring
Right.
sandwiches.
We're not catered.
Okay. And the last item,
And we need to know who is coming from this group.
Well, he's gonna send out an
I'll send out an RSVP.
And on that, you'll have a list of the choices of what sandwiches you're gonna have. So people can
We'll do a variety. We're not gonna get it all.
we're not doing that.
We're not doing that.
Ed, no.
If you're vegetarian,
What day
you're
is
a
that?
vegetarian.
June
you'll have
27th
something
on a Monday.
I don't think you're gonna be here.
Miss it.
You're not gonna be there?
I don't know, I'll have to check my calendar.
So who is getting the desserts, like buying the desserts?
No.
We are,
I know, but who's gonna shop for them?
Who's we?
we are.
You're gonna be guests.
Cheesecake, apple pie.
Yeah, but
Whatever.
Irene and Della, you're gonna be guests.
You will be guests.
You are guests.
You're not gonna be the hostesses.
all right, who's gonna go? Well, Irene, I have been missing,
Right.
Yes.
But can you bring like Italian pizza?
You want pizza?
No, I'm saying what I would bring.
Oh.
No, you're not gonna be anything.
Oh, no, well, then I'm not coming.
Bring a pizza.
Bring it.
It makes you feel better, bring a pizza.
If you'll come, bring a pizza.
Better than 16s.
Oh, you mean you're bringing the
Yes.
sandwiches?
Yes.
I'm going with
All right, should we track the pizza?
How about the 29th?
No, I'll take it back.
Wait. We have to have a place. The place is more important than the people.
Art has been able to get the library to agree to this. Now, I don't know whether Art can get the 29th.
Well, we'll check with the library and see what's available.
Before, a week before.
We will see what's available.
We can't start changing.
What's your plan?
We have the meetings on
I agree.
Get married.
I agree.
Marion called phone, I think that's a great idea.
I don't think anything's going on there.
Well, just show the fence.
What if it rains?
Bring an umbrella.
June 27th here.
June, so why change the date?
We're not.
All right, so I'm saying we're gonna look into it.
We're not.
That's the date.
Yeah.
Any other discussion about the party?
But you must respond, so we know how much to.
Yeah, you have to RSVP, so we know what to order. We'll send out a memo.
Yeah, I don't have
But
an
not
email.
on email. We can
I'm
send it to
coming.
Arlene. Arlene, you'll take whatever she says. and you can
Arlene
send
will RSVP for Julia and herself. Good.
it. That'll work. See how easy that was?
Okay, last item on the agenda before the member items, we have derelict houses. We have one on the corner of Fernwood and Rondi, which is just before Betts Highway, that has been abandoned and taken over by the bank, and people have gone in and ripped out the copper plumbing and everything, and there were cats living in it, and there was garbage, no people. There was garbage dumpsters on the street that were overflowing and making a mess. So Deb called the town, and they explained to her that it was in foreclosure because the old man who owned it took a reverse mortgage, and nobody's there, and the bank has it, and the bank is in Texas, and there's nothing they can do. But they finally did come and take the garbage away. They said they couldn't take the garbage because in the garbage was an old television set. And they said that's considered personal property.
So you would,
The town obviously came and took it away because it's gone now.
Well, but I did say about the CCA.
You did mention the CCA.
And also I called Steve Israel's office.
Right. And,
Well, he's leaving.
Bill, what?
Is there furniture?
Leaving the house? No, but he's still.
I have no idea. I haven't
He's
been in
called
it.
me back.
He's still working.
Bill Conboy dropped off a note about an abandoned house for almost 2 years. Bill, you want to talk about it?
93 Gibbons Road, yeah. The taxes haven't been paid for 2 years. I went to see Vecchio, we spoke on the phone a couple of times. He said it's a long process. The girl's living in Texas now, they can't locate her. But there's two derelict cars on the driveway, and they're only allowing one car on the driveway, and the other car happens to be off on the grid, so they'll be able to take that away.
Oh, they did take it away?
No, they'll be able to take it away. There's two summonses coming up in late June, 25th, 26th of June. If there's no show on that, then the town's going to move forward on it, and the grass has to be cut, stuff like that.
Is this it on foreclosure, the house?
No, it's just abandoned, and she hasn't paid the taxes on it.
It may not have a mortgage.
93
No, the reason is that I read recently that they're trying to pass a law saying that the bank, any house that's in foreclosure, the bank has a responsibility of keeping it clean.
Yeah, but there's no bank.
No, some of the towns,
There's no bank, there's no
I
mortgage.
know, no mortgage. Some of the towns have put up, a bill in their town that if a bank forecloses on a house, they have to put up a $25,000 bond. That will be, if they don't keep the place clean and, like this house on our corner, that the town will do it and take it out of that bond. So,
How long has it been in?
that house, at least a year or two,
Oh, which one?
on Fernwood. 3 years.
2 years on that.
How do you find these houses? I mean, I know there's a couple of houses in my area that nobody's been living there,
Tell us.
but the lawn has been cut and, but it's all, this stuff is all overgrown. But it's been 2-3 years. Right on,
Yeah, but if
right on New Highway.
If it's taken care of,
So you don't get.
yeah, it's when they become derelict and empty and they start to look like hell, Mark?
I think they call them zombie houses.
Right. Pat?
There's one on Shirley Court. I was talking to a resident of 80 Shirley Court, and this is like right across from the old temple there on Shirley Court. And it's 5 years. They've been to Vecchio, they've been to every town board meeting. It is overgrown. They had rodents, they had a plague of rats. The town came and gave a neighbor a summons because they found rat tunnels on her property. And she was irate, totally irate.
Did she call Vecchio?
They talked to Vecchio about it, and I don't know if any taxes have been paid on this, but there's some lovely homes there, and the people are really very upset about it.
That's not in Commack.
Shirley Court?
No, I don't think that area is in Commack.
Oh, it's not, I don't think so, I think it's in Smithtown.
It's the other side,
It's the other side of Vets Highway, I don't think that's
No,
Commack.
it's not Commack.
Maybe.
Oh, sure it's
It
Commack.
might be, it might be there, it might be.
Hey, you know what?
The Shirley Court, the temple was in Commack.
All right,
Yes,
so
yes.
let's get the information.
Yeah.
Let's get the information, Pat.
Yeah.
If the taxes are not paid for 3 years, the
Then they can do
property is
something.
in Suffolk County.
Yeah, the town takes it over.
Not the town,
The county?
the county.
Well, that's
The county
it.
gets.
Somebody brought in a dumpster, they filled it, and then evidently nobody paid for it. It sat there for a while, and then the dumpster dumped everything in the driveway and left.
Many
So
times,
it was really bad.
You know, I was going to drive past it, we'll see if we
many times the banks pay the taxes.
Well, flying bench.
They don't want to lose the ability to put it up for auction. So the banks pay this tax. If you go to Riverhead, you can check all that out. And you
But
see
the bank
a
has
house like
been-
that, you check out the record in Riverhead.
I found out in the town, it hasn't been paid in 2 years, so after a third year, it'll probably go over to the county.
Right.
But there's nothing we can do about
Is
it.
it 3 years or 5 years ago?
Well,
Three
it
for
depends on how.
ownership.
3 for
how-
ownership?
Supposedly 3, but then, the county might take another year or 2 before they do anything.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's up to auction.
Yeah.
But the house is full of junk, the girl was a collector. I mean, like, the living room is full of junk.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is no good with the rats and everything. in
Well,
there.
we'll get the rats soon, they'll be there.
Oh, sure.
And ticks and everything that goes
Right,
with
right.
tall grasses.
That's right. Right.
They're waiting for a Zika mosquito to come till they do something about it.
Anything else?
Do you have any discussion on the LIE, the rest stop?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
we're in the
interesting.
liquor store.
Between 52 and 51 and 52,
They're
What's that?
taking out the trucks.
putting up a big
The trucks
Buses
will
and
no
trucks will not be allowed to
longer
use it.
Right.
buses and
Oh,
trucks.
they're gonna put up an information center or something?
They're gonna have.
No, well,
The rest stop with a restaurant
Rest stop.
Little rest.
Rest stop?
for cars only?
Computer,
Supposedly, they,
cell phone.
supposedly they started work today?
No, on these residents.
51 and
You
52.
don't have a text stop? Rest stop?
They call it texting.
On the east
Said they were
side.
gonna open up the
Why is that
DPW
bad?
yard on exit
Because the
56
residents don't want it.
for
Well,
like
they're putting up
25
a wall
trucks.
behind it.
It's too close to there.
Yeah, too close to
That's what we're talking about, yeah.
But now they're involved
Because
in
you really need
discussions,
something for the truck.
so they're happy about that.
The school bus filled with kids that have to go to the
They
mail.
wait over
Can't get out and use
Yeah,
it.
they were letting them use
They
the
can't use it.
DPW yard on
They
56.
can't.
And the next stop is 66,
Yeah.
there's a little rest stop over
They're
there.
having to go all the way to 60.
Same size as the one we're in now.
And 66 or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's a long
I
way.
understand why they
And
don't,
then it said they're gonna close down the west end, the
Where
western
the truckers go.
side.
People there.
never understand why they
inviting
don't have
kids.
some
Haven't they
facilities
Bob?
for
had a
these
truck stop
guys.
there now?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It's trucks all the time.
Yeah.
Some of these routes are more distance.
Bob?
No.
Bob Zambriti was able to get Smithtown to put more flower pots on Jericho Turnpike, and they'll maintain them, and
In
they'll put
Commack?
flowers in them. Yeah,
Yeah.
Commack.
It's only taken 35 years.
That's fast for Smithtown.
They were there last
They
year.
grow them over.
They were there last year.
Jared, you know, there's flower pots there now?
No, I just saying.
Yeah, the corner of Jericho and
Town line.
Comack Road.
Around Commack Corners, on the sidewalk.
Comack Corners and on the other side.
Red light district.
And I think these are gonna be some more over on the, it has to be on this side, so it has to go that way. Has to be on the Smithtown side, because it's Smithtown doing it.
Welcome.
he met with them and he showed them where he thought they ought to put it, and they said it'll be there this month.
Usually have them from the lights.
Any other member items?
We have $1,782 and 95 cents in our bank account.
I don't know, cover the catering.
What were you saying that again?
$1,782.95.
And the pens. That's without the pens coming off.
Before the pens.
Before the pens come out.
Before the pens.
The pens are $196 and change.
$93.
Right, so take away 200, you'll have $1,582.
Any other member items? Okay. Can I ask someone to move to adjourn? Adele, seconded by Bill. We are adjourned. Thanks, everybody. Oh, wait a minute, Carol.
On Genesee Drive,
Yes?
that's always been a gas station. They want to put a convenience shop on that corner. And the residents back in Genesee and Schuyler are not happy.
Genesee and where?
Off Commack Road.
Genesee and
That's the
Commack.
only development in Commack that they can drive through.
Near CVS.
It's a dead end, and they're not happy.
What do they know? It's across the
Tell them to come to a meeting.
CVS?
Yeah.
Where is it? Across the street from CVS?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a
Oh, the
closed
corner of
gas
Genesee
station.
and Commack Road.
It's close to it.
What's their
How do you know
house?
that, Carolyn?
You know, Bruce, maybe I should say something about the
They used to
scholarship.
live in that development. and I've been in
Oh, wait a minute,
conversation.
we're not adjourned yet. Richard has something to say.
Yeah, we had approved the scholarship for community service. And I had contacted the people, I don't know, back in January, February, I forget exactly when. And there's Phyllis Turchin at Commack High School. And she was supposed to post, make a posting on all this and so on. And apparently she didn't. And so I was in contact with her this past week, and she's going to make a posting, but we will not be able to present it at the senior night, but we could still award it if we wanted. But she really apologized. She said it was all her fault. I don't believe she intentionally did it, but apparently she did not advertise or.
So this is something that she asks the kids for what they've done in
Yes,
community service?
they publish a little bulletin for one with all the different scholarships available.
Applications.
But one of them is for community service, and that's.
Which is the one
We provide certain dollars to that.
that we wanted to do.
So she puts that out and the kids make applications.
Right.
This is what I did, my community service.
That's right, and we've asked that if they have a number of candidates, or just any candidate, that we could at least approve the candidate.
Right.
And she agreed to that.
Right, and just didn't get it.
But I have no idea if anybody's going to apply.
Yeah, I don't understand. There was a booklet put out that the kids could use.
It was too late for that.
No, I understand, but it
She
didn't
was
appear.
going to post it on a bulletin board and I guess over the internet. But
I think we
that
ought to
was
wait for
never
next
done.
year and do this correctly. I think that's a mistake.
Yeah, the high school sent around like a 4-page brochure
Right.
with all the different local scholarships that were offered for, you know, different groups that were offering scholarships, you know, and we weren't in that, so nobody would know about it.
Right.
Right.
That's why I think we ought to wait for next year.
I already told her to go forward and she posts it on a bulletin board.
Oh, okay.
And
See
if
if we get a
anything
response.
happens, and it's like we were talking, maybe we can even get more mileage out of this because we wanted to in part advertise the organization in addition to recognizing a student. The assembly is over 3 hours. And if we were to present it there, we would just be one of umpteen. Whereas if we can get an award and talk to the Commack News or somebody to come in and take a picture, maybe we could get them.
Oh, that'd be nice, we could do it here.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Maybe we can
At the
actually
June
get
27th meeting.
as an individual thing, into the newspapers.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That sounds
So
good.
we'll see if we can shoot for the 27th?
Yeah,
June 27th?
Whatever.
How is the student being chosen?
by us, right?
We submitted some criteria to
I
them.
understand that. I
We
know.
approved that.
Who chooses the student, Rich?
We said we would.
Right.
Yeah, but if it's on a bulletin board, then how?
They'll send the applications to her and she'll send it to them.
Supposedly on to us,
And how many does she think she's gonna get?
between 0 and 1.
That's what I'm saying, so if you just get one,
Then that student gets it.
initiative wins out.
Right.
The scholarship was voted on for $250.
So your support, the party's been pared down a little?
No.
No caviar at this point.
One of, item two.
Pat?
Another, Maureen was at the meeting before the vote, the school board vote, and I brought up about how Commack has not fared well in all of these local U.S. News and World Report and best schools and high schools. And many of the neighboring schools, Harbor Fields, Echo Hills, Smithtown, is all getting recognition. Well, where hot markets heat up home prices, and they mentioned Smithtown is one of the 5 that they say the prices are going up. But they say Smithtown High School East and Smithtown High School West were among the nation's top high schools in 2016 in the annual U.S. News and World Report rankings. Some homes in Smithtown are in the Hopog Kings Park School District, where the high schools earned a state high-performing reward school designation. A coveted school district is a major selling point for Long Island buyers, says the Board of Realtors president. And I think Commack is really losing ground.
Right, oh, yes.
Well, they are. They said.
Were you at the meeting?
Yes, you were at.
I was at the meeting.
Yeah.
The superintendent, I was spoken, he said the reason why we were not in that category
Yeah.
is because we opened up the, I'll use the word, the above average programs to more students. And when you do that, you water down what's in each one of them. Those schools only allow these 2 or 3 things for the high achievers in their school district, so they get written up in those things. It doesn't say anything
Yeah,
about
but Ed, if
anything.
you looked at the criteria for the U.S. News and World Report, there were a lot of things considered.
Well,
Reading,
this
the
was-
reading level.
This was, I'm just saying that that's what he told us.
That's
That the
What
high.
he said is they're catering to the children. When they went for the awards, the kids' interest wasn't best at heart. And I find that a little bit, on the other hand, everybody that owns a home in Commack, and we all put children through the school district, and our homes are our big investments, and I think that we want recognition for our schools. We're paying high
I'm just saying, it
taxes.
was interesting what he had to say. Now, is the truth somewhere in between? I don't know.
And on the other hand, we are number 1 and 3 of the retired superintendent's retirements.
We do pay them well.
So we are tops.
Well, that's our school board that's providing that scenario.
And we spend approximately $30,000 per student on the education here.
I will tell you,
And some we spend for the roads, too.
how much more than.
Well, one of your school board members has a blog where he says he doesn't care about arbitrary ratings like you're discussing. So,
What was that?
No, but that's.
But you know what, if he's selling a home here in Commack, he might consider these arbitrary ratings.
yeah, well, he's a young guy with young kids, so I guess he doesn't care.
Living in
about-
Commack?
Yeah, it's on the school board.
You know what?
Go to the next school board and complain to him.
There's been 4 rankings, and all of the neighborhood schools have come into it. Commack has never made the grade, and I think that's kind of disappointing.
We were on there 2 years ago, I think.
Huh?
Yeah, we were on there 2 years ago with top 100, but that was for 2009, I think.
2009 or 2010.
Yeah.
So the last 5 years, we
So with your the new superintendent, you're not,
haven't been up
But
there.
he has
You're not getting your bang for your
a
buck.
5-year contract, and every year that he works.
It's a rolling 5-year contract.
So if he leaves, he has to get paid.
It's called tenure, it's called 5-year tenure. Can I have a motion to this?
All the towns that are listed in that, they are, you have to understand, those are the four